The soft beeping of the heart monitor echoed in the cold hospital room. Evelyn's heart lay motionless, her wrists bruised from restraints, her cheeks sunken, eyes hollow. The once renowned biomedical scientist, the loving stepmother, now labeled a murderer. A poisoner of a child she raised as her own. Outside her glass room, nurses whispered. "That's her, right? The one who poisoned her stepson? I heard she was trying to kill the boy so she could inherit the Reed fortune herself. She doesn't even look human anymore." She heard every word. But she said nothing, because fighting was pointless now. Her husband, Nathan Reed, had stood over her trial bench and refused to meet her eyes. Isabella, her own sister, had testified against her with crocodile tears and a pearl-white smile. And little Liam, the boy she had tucked into bed, kissed on the forehead, taught how to tie his shoes, was now calling Isabella Mom. It took only one dinner. One perfectly timed fall into sudden illness. One vial of contaminated medicine. And the press descended like wolves. Nathan didn't ask questions. He just handed her the divorce papers and left. Evelyn had begged. Once. Then never again. Now, her body weakened by disease, her name disgraced, her family shattered, she waited for the end. The nurses disconnected her life support. Quietly. No one cried. No one held her hand. The cold took her like a lover. But death didn't take her. Not fully. Because when she opened her eyes again, she wasn't in the hospital. She was back in the Reed Estate's penthouse kitchen. Still in her apron, still holding a bowl of fresh strawberries. And Liam, her sweet, innocent Liam, was at the counter playing with his toy car. She gasped. The bowl clattered to the ground. Strawberries rolled across the white marble floor. Her heart pounded. Her hands trembled. The scent of lavender soap. The hum of the dishwasher. The echo of distant city horns. It was all real. "No," she whispered. "No, this can't be." She snatched her phone. The date read exactly 7 days before Liam's sudden illness. Before the poison. Before the betrayal. Tears spilled from her eyes. She dropped to her knees and hugged Liam tightly. "Mama," the boy blinked. "What's wrong?" "I missed you," she whispered, holding him tighter. So much. That evening, Evelyn didn't cry. She planned. She remembered every moment from the coming week, the way Isabella had arrived unexpectedly. The way she had brought homemade food and insisted on feeding Liam herself. She remembered Nathan's subtle coldness, the way he no longer looked at her with love, just obligation. This time Evelyn wouldn't beg. This time, she would investigate. Not to win Nathan back. But to protect her son. Her phone rang. It was Isabella. "Evelyn," her sister's saccharine voice sang. "I'm in town. Thought I'd surprise you with dinner this Friday. Just like old times." Evelyn smiled coldly. "Wonderful," she replied, voice steady. "Let's make it a night to remember." Friday came quickly. Evelyn stood in front of the mirror, adjusting the neckline of her sleek black blouse. She no longer dressed to impress Nathan. She dressed like armor. Minimalist. Sharp. Controlled. She wasn't going to scream this time. She wasn't going to cry. She was going to watch. Listen. And record every lie. Downstairs, the apartment buzzed with soft classical music. Liam was on the carpet, lining up toy trains. Nathan sat with his laptop on the sofa, eyes flicking between emails and news updates. He barely noticed Evelyn walk in. "Hey," she said gently. He glanced up. You look nice." That used to mean something. Now it was a courtesy. Before she could speak again, the doorbell rang. Ding dong. Evelyn opened it with calm grace. Isabella Hart stood on the other side, lips red, eyes wide, arms full of containers. "Surprise," she chimed. "Brought my famous casserole." And don't worry, no poison. She giggled. The world tilted for a moment, but Evelyn forced a smile. How thoughtful. Isabella swept into the apartment like a breeze of perfume and perfectly rehearsed charm. Her eyes swept across the room, landing on Nathan first. Then Liam. Then Evelyn. She didn't see Evelyn as a threat. Not anymore. But Evelyn saw her for what she was. Dinner was painfully polite. Nathan was distant but polite. Isabella laughed too loudly. Liam clung to Evelyn, refusing to eat until she fed him first. Isabella kept glancing at her phone. Evelyn noticed. After dinner, Evelyn offered to clean up. Nathan retreated to his study, saying he had work. Isabella joined Evelyn in the kitchen. As the water ran and dishes clinked, Evelyn asked casually, "Still seeing that guy from your firm? The one you swore you'd never date?" Isabella blinked, caught off guard. "Oh, no. We broke up." Pity." Evelyn pulled off her gloves and turned. "By the way, what brand of saffron did you use in the casserole? I tasted something unusual." Isabella stiffened. "Oh. Local spice market? I see." Evelyn smiled faintly. "I'll have it tested later. Just to be safe. Liam's had some stomach issues lately." Isabella dropped a fork. Evelyn didn't blink. Later that night, Evelyn sat alone at her desk, phone in hand. She texted a contact from her old lab. A trusted friend. The only one who had believed in her. "Evelyn, I need a favor. I think someone's going to poison Liam. Again. I need you to help me get ahead of it." Contact, Evelyn? Are you okay? How can you even know that? Evelyn, call it instinct. Or maybe a second chance. The next day, Evelyn took Liam for a checkup at a private clinic. She told the doctor about his sudden illness in the past and asked for blood work, baseline data, just in case. She even asked to keep a sample from that night's dinner. Just in case. She wasn't paranoid. She was prepared. At home, she started locking Liam's snacks. She cooked every meal herself. She installed hidden cameras in the kitchen and living room. She wasn't going to be caught off guard again. But the real test was Nathan. One evening, as they sat in awkward silence at dinner, Evelyn asked, "Do you trust me?" Nathan hesitated, caught off guard. "Why would you ask that?" "Because I feel like you don't." He stared at his plate. "Evelyn. You've always been kind. And you've done more for Liam than anyone could ask. I'm just tired lately." "Liar." "No, not a liar. Just a coward." She nodded slowly. "You should rest, then." Inside, she added a note to her mental list, "Nathan will protect Liam. I will." Alone. That night, Liam had a nightmare. He called for her. She rushed in and gathered him in her arms. "Don't let them take me," he sobbed. "Mama, don't let her be my mom. She smells like flowers but she lies." Evelyn held him tightly, rocking him. Her tears wet his hair. "I won't let anyone hurt you. Ever again." Her son. Not by blood. But by every choice in her heart. She was done waiting for justice. She was going to make it. The air was too still. Evelyn had lived through this day before, down to the tiniest breath. She remembered what she wore, what Liam ate, even what song played softly in the background. Every little thing had been seared into her memory from the moment they'd called her a murderer. Today, she would rewrite it all. She double-checked the camera in the dining room. Working. She checked Liam's apple juice bottle. Sealed and labeled. The one from Isabella had a faint red marker at the bottom, Evelyn's signal to the lab. The doorbell rang. "Coming," she called out, feigning normalcy. Isabella waltzed in like she lived there. "You won't believe the traffic." "Nathan isn't here yet?" "No," Evelyn said, lips tight. He's stuck in court. He said to go ahead and eat. Perfect. Isabella smiled, that saccharine smug thing that used to fool everyone. Great. I made Liam's favorite, chicken rolls. I even brought him juice. Lovely, Evelyn said smoothly. Let's eat. She plated everything. Hers. Isabella's. Liam's. But only Isabella drank the juice. Liam barely touched his food, too busy playing with a coloring book Evelyn had slipped him under the table. She whispered a secret word in his ear, pretend. He obeyed. An hour passed. Then Evelyn stood up. Oh no, she said softly. Isabella, are you okay? The woman was sweating, hand on her stomach. Her face twisted slightly. I think something's wrong. Oh? Evelyn tilted her head. Maybe it's the spices. Isabella wobbled. Where's Nathan? Still busy. Evelyn picked up her phone. Should I call an ambulance? Or maybe, the police? Isabella's face strained. What are you talking about? Funny, Evelyn said, stepping closer. Because this time I didn't eat your food. Liam didn't either. You did. Every bite. Every drop. Isabella's eyes went wide. You poisoned yourself. 10 minutes later, Evelyn's lawyer and a private investigator, both waiting in a car nearby, entered the apartment. They had footage. Medical records. The marked juice bottle. Isabella was shaking. You framed me for poisoning my own son, Evelyn said coldly. And almost killed a child. I didn't, Nathan wouldn't believe, Isabella stammered, panic rising. You're right. He wouldn't, Evelyn said. That's why I didn't wait for him. Nathan arrived home 2 hours later to police at his door and Isabella being loaded into a cruiser, tears and makeup smeared across her face. He stared, shell-shocked. What happened? Evelyn didn't raise her voice. I caught her. She tried to do it again. Nathan's face paled. What, do you mean, again? You know exactly what I mean. She handed him the footage. The lab report. The time-stamped files. She didn't say more. She just walked past him. He followed her inside like a ghost. Evelyn, you think I was involved? She stopped. Turned. No. I think you chose to look away. That's worse. That night, Evelyn sat with Liam on the balcony. He lay against her chest, his hand curled in her blouse. Is Bella gone? He asked softly. Yes, she said. She won't hurt you anymore. Good. He sighed, sleepy and safe. You're my real mama. She choked up, but didn't cry. I'm yours, baby. Always. Downstairs, Nathan poured himself a drink. The weight of everything was finally landing on him. The blind trust. The negligence. The betrayal of the one woman who had always been there. The woman he'd pushed aside. And now, he realized. He never really saw her. Until now. The silence between Evelyn and Nathan was heavier than any screaming match. He sat at the kitchen island, staring at the folder Evelyn had placed in front of him. Inside, divorce papers, custody petitions, a quiet statement of independence. You're really going through with this? His voice cracked. Yes. Her tone was steady. Not cold, not cruel, just final. Nathan looked up at her, his once sharp confidence now crumbling in the face of reality. But what about us trying again? We can fix it, Evelyn. I'll go to therapy, I'll fight for us. You're too late, she said gently. This isn't anger talking. This is clarity. He looked down. You're punishing me. No, she said. I'm freeing myself. She stood. I stayed in this marriage thinking love was enough. Thinking patience would win your attention. I was always waiting, waiting to be chosen. Nathan's eyes glistened. I did care for you. Evelyn gave a sad smile. You cared like someone cares for a duty. Not a partner. He couldn't argue that. And maybe that hurt more. Days passed. Then weeks. The divorce made headlines. Nathan Rhodes, elite attorney, blindsided by scandal and an ugly fall from grace. But Evelyn? Evelyn rose. She took on a legal advisory role for a women's advocacy nonprofit. Her name slowly began to appear in interviews. Her grace under pressure made her a quiet icon. She never badmouthed Nathan. She didn't need to. The truth was power enough. Liam adjusted faster than anyone expected. Children, after all. I'll go to therapy, I'll fight for us. You're too late, she said gently. This isn't anger talking. This is clarity. Don't care for headlines. They care for warmth. And Evelyn? She gave it in spades. From bedtime stories to packed lunches with smiley face notes, she made up for every second lost in that cold house. She danced with him in the living room to old pop songs. She let him sleep beside her when he had nightmares. She told him again and again, you are safe. You are loved. You matter. And Liam believed it. Because it was true now. One afternoon, Evelyn sat in a cafe with a woman in her 60s, stern-faced, composed, elegantly dressed. Her mother. I watched you suffer for years, the woman said quietly. And I kept telling you to endure it. For stability. For Liam. For reputation. Evelyn looked down at her cup. I thought I was being wise, her mother continued. But I was teaching you to disappear. There was a long pause. I'm sorry, she said at last. And for the first time since childhood, Evelyn leaned into her mother's shoulder. Not as a child seeking approval, but as a woman accepting an apology. That night, Nathan stood outside her apartment. He didn't knock. He looked up at the window where Liam's nightlight glowed. He'd lost them both. But the real punishment wasn't Evelyn's silence, it was the knowledge that he had broken something that had once been whole. And she had rebuilt it. Without him. Back inside, Evelyn tucked Liam into bed. Will you stay with me forever, Mommy? She kissed his forehead. I'll always be where you can find me. He smiled. Even if I get married? She laughed, eyes misting. Even then. She stood at the balcony, watching the stars. Once, she had begged the night for answers. For a way out. Now, she simply breathed. Alive. Whole. Free. The woman who had once been buried under betrayal had clawed her way back. And she didn't need anyone's permission to shine.